This is a video for Club Contessa. Well, girls, we finally got Contessa out to her first horse trial of the year in the mighty Thompson, Georgia. It's not a very glamorous place, but what it does have is a great cross-country course. So I always like bringing the top horses here just because it's usually a good run. The footing's pretty good. As you can see, the dressage and show jumping is a little bit primitive, but it provides just a great outing for horses like Contessa. And Contessa's been going well. I took her to the jumping show 2 weeks ago. She just did a nice little easy metre 15 round and jumped well. And then we had Bettina Hoy come to Aiken and coach me for a couple of days. We've also had Peter Wild come into town earlier this week. We had a great jump session with Peter on Monday, and then Eric was here on Wednesday and Thursday coaching me, and he helped me with Contessa on the flat. And then obviously this is Friday morning, and Contessa was breathing fire. For some reason, she knows when she's at a competition, and she can sort of almost see the cross-country jump. So it actually looks better than it feels. I got up quite early and gave her a little bit of a ride in the morning. I got on her about 7 in the morning and just worked her for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and she was pretty spicy then, and then had about 30 or 40 minutes to warm her up for the dressage, and she was puffed up and raring to go. And then, typical Contessa, she actually went into the ring and did a pretty good test. She is moving better, she is feeling better, but she is a tense horse. All the horses where I rode 2 other horses in Miss Lulu herself and Sesteleg today, and they're all just excited to be out and about again. So, it's a good event actually, because obviously it doesn't mean anything in the scheme of things, and I feel like Contessa just needs to get out and sort of get over the nerves of being at a competition. And obviously the last competition we had, it was quite a tough test. So obviously the trot work you just saw was pretty good. Now this walk is, I'm walking on eggshells. At any second here, Contessa's thinking about the canter, so I'm sitting as quietly as I can and begging her not to jog in the walk. Obviously the intention here this weekend was to give her obviously the biggest weakness in her is the cross country, not actually the cross country jumps, but just her bravery / wildness and out of controlness in the cross country. And so I tried a new bit today, which was pretty good. It worked actually quite well towards the end of the course. At the beginning of the course, she was very frantic and a little bit nervous and racy, which you'll see. And then it was I think the course was like 6.5 minutes long. So it was a good track in the sense that we got to relax and settle her as the course went on. And I rode her about 40 seconds over the time, which was my plan. So I think, going forward, she's such a good show jumper. I obviously keep going with the show jumping, and, I'm sort of half always looking after her legs, but I'm going to have to cross-country school her a little bit more just in the rideability, and I may play around with a different setup in her bridle. I mean, she just sees the jump and charges in, and then she evades a little bit by sort of curling down and hiding behind the bit. So it's a work in progress. She's pretty game though. Whenever she sees a jump, she's going over it. It's just that she gets herself so wound up. So obviously we're playing around with supplements, and we got her on ulcer medication, and we did some treatments to her back. So we're using every trick in the book to make sure that Contessa's feeling well. I think once she relaxes, and I'm going to run her again in 2 weeks' time, and I'm going to just keep taking her out and just seeing if I can get her just a little bit more chill. I'm actually starting to get quite confident with her soundness. I think the key is not to run her too fast at these competitions, which is important for her brain, but also important for her legs. So obviously this is the show jumping. It's a terrible show jumping ring. But maybe it's good in a way. Every now and then we have to compete at the big events on grass. But she jumped fantastic in the show jumping, as you can see. We had a good session with Peter Wild on Monday, and she jumped incredible. And then today she didn't touch her fence. She was just absolutely brilliant. We had her in the open intermediate, so it was a notch lower than what she needs to do. I think looking forward, I'm going to run her back here in 2 weeks' time. I might try a different bridle on her for the cross country, like I said, and I think our biggest challenge is getting her towards Kentucky 5-star is, having the ability to sort of go and gallop at the jumps and then slow her down close to the jumps and have her a bit calm and waiting. I've also got her on a couple muscle building products, which I'm sure makes her feel fantastic. But she's just full of energy, and you can see here, this is about fence 4 or 5, and I'm like, whoa. That was our worst jump, and sure enough, my groom Gemma was videoing right next to the fence. Anyway, she did get better as the course went, and this is I think towards the end of the course, and you can see she sort of took a little bit of her breath. Obviously I didn't run her fast, just trying to sort of keep her calm, and also it's obviously the first event of the year, so we're gently trying to preserve her for the big stuff at the end of the year. And so yeah, 2 weeks time we're going to go again to Pine Top, and then we'll probably head home for March. But at the moment everything's going to plan.